Today, the saga of high-profile YSL RICO case in Fulton County inches forward. The latest hearing wrapping up within the hour. Attorneys for a few of the defendants asked the judge to suppress some evidence, while one asked the judge to let his client out of jail. Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo is live in the studio here. Rob, what have you found out in court today?
Yeah, that's right, Christine. Another long day in court, another, at times, bizarre hearing here in Fulton County. The defense attorneys tried to get the judge to throw out some of the district attorney's evidence. At one point, one lawyer told the judge that the prosecutor was capping.
I was saying that it's just not true. It's cap, to be honest.
Defendants and their attorneys in the YSL RICO case went back to court Monday. The judge scolded the lawyers for allegedly sneaking their clients things.
I know that you want to be nice and give candy and drinks and use your phone and everything else, but that is not acceptable. So you can be charged with obstruction just like anybody else.
Members of the public have also tried to sneak in contraband to the courtroom to hand off to the defendants.
I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not just trying to tell, but just think about your professional obligations as a lawyer, okay?
Earlier this month, a judge locked up a potential juror for filming a video in court. Jury selection has dragged on for months, and not one juror has been seated.
The purpose of this motion is to get any reference to Mr. Blalock's prior and wrongful and non-final conviction in this case.
The prosecution argued that there was no legal reason to toss it.
Simply saying the conviction is wrongful doesn't add anything to the equation. It was said over and over again, but no basis was provided for it.
Now, so far, Judge Glanville has held two defense lawyers in contempt of court. One was ordered to buy lunch for his colleagues last month, which he did not do by the judge's deadline. The judge ordered the other to write a 17-page essay on professionalism in the legal field. And at this rate, the one lawyer I spoke to says August could be the very earliest that the jury will be seated. Christine?
Little progress, it seems like, to advance this trial. Thanks so much, Rob.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. When he said that in the beginning, I said to myself, bro, I would have fired on my lawyer for saying that. But unfortunately, fortunately, he wasn't wrong. Them charges got dropped today. Check it out. And you know what? I'll just reintroduce it. Let's go. All right, Fonnie Willis, take this L real quick. And we'll get into it a little, we're going to deep dive this a little bit. State of Georgia versus Damone Blalock. Motion. The state of Georgia, by and through Fonnie T. Willis, District Attorney of the Atlanta Judicial Circuit, and undersigned Chief Deputy District Attorney Adam Abate, hereby moves this honorable court for an order of nolle pros as a defendant Damone Blalock on count 1 of the above-styled indictment. In support of this motion, the state shows the following. 1. On August 5, 2022, the defendant was charged in count 1 with conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act in violation of OCGA 16-14-4C. 2. On September 30, 2021, in the Superior Court of Fulton County, the defendant was tried and convicted by a jury of his peers for charges contained in the indictment 19 SC 1682-36 for murder and other related charges. The defendant was sentenced to life imprisonment plus a consecutive 25 years in confinement. OCGA 17-8-3 provides that after an examination of the case in open court and before it has submitted to a jury, the prosecuting attorney may enter a nolle pros with the consent of the court. Georgia courts have consistently recognized that it is the duty of the district attorney to determine whether it is in the public interest to recommend the court that a case be nolle pros. State versus Davis, 159 Georgia App 537, 538, 1981, emphasis added. The entry of an order of nolle pros as a defendant Damone Blalock on count 1 of the instant indictment has no effect on the state's ability to present evidence of the offenses alleged in the indictment. See OCGA 16-2-21. Any party to a crime who did not directly commit the crime may be indicted, tried, convicted, and punished for the commission of the crime upon proof that the crime was committed and that he was a party thereto. Although the person claimed to have directly committed the crime has not been prosecuted or convicted, has been convicted of a different crime or a degree of crime, or is not amenable to justice or has been acquitted, emphasis added. I don't know how to say this. Edes versus State, 232, Georgia, 735, 738, 1974. The acquittal of one party to a crime does not bar the prosecution and conviction of another party to that crime. Williams v. State, 244, GA, 485, 486 through 487, 1979, where a separate written order of a nolo pros is entered as to one defendant, showing clearly that one or more counts were abandoned. Only as to that defendant, there is no termination of those charges against remaining co-defendants. Also, the entry of such an order here does not operate as an adjudication of either the innocence or guilt of the accused. See King v. State, 300, GA, 180, 181, 2016. A nolo pros in the case does, however, reduce the number of defendants for which the Fulton County Sheriff will have responsibility during the trial. And this fact necessarily reduces the potential for safety and security concerns in the trial of this case. 5. The reasons listed above in the interest of public and judicial economy, the state respectfully moves this honorable court to enter an order of nolo pros in the case as to defendant Damone Blalock on count 1, 2. Respectfully submitted 5th day of December 2024. Fonnie T. Willis, District Attorney, Atlanta Judicial Circuit, Georgia Bar Number 223955. Adam Abate. The state is so effing petty that they couldn't just drop the charges. Check out what he was in on the indictment. Crazy work. Oh, here goes the charges against Damone Blalock right here. Defendants Damone Blalock and Redalius Ryan, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm or object, which when used offensively against a person is likely to result in serious bodily injury upon the person of Bernard Mitchell Jr., a member of another gang, by shooting at, toward, and in the direction of Bernard Mitchell Jr., which said firearm in violation of Georgia's law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Now, I won't be reading that part again on the bottom part. Defendants Damone Blalock and Redalius Ryan, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. So notice how they're not saying plural. An object to which, when used offensively against a person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury upon the person of Rodney Uten, a member of another gang, by shooting at, toward, and in the direction of Rodney Uten, which said firearm. Defendant Damone Blalock, an associate of YSL, did pose for a photo released on social media flashing a YSL gang hand sign with the caption "Slime over sluts," with a green heart emoji and green snake emoji. So they're not even saying that he really did anything, because I'm scrolling down, right? And I'm not seeing nothing else. That's all his little participation is. We don't see anything else. And I know that I'm not tripping, because they're just basically saying he was there. And they ain't really saying he's there. So if we go through and we look, right? I want to highlight him, right? Damone Blalock has one count: conspiracy to violate the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. That was going to be beyond difficult for them to prove. But let's go further. What's even funnier is technically Lil Buddy wasn't even wrong. The little girl, well, I won't call her little girl because she's grown now. Them young ladies at the time was popping it and pushing it, thotting it up. Young thooters, if you will. And yeah, that's why he said that more than likely. Bros over hoes, which I would never do, because that sounds too much like homies over hoes, do the homie. I'm not putting, but them is youngin', so it is what it is. The state knew they was wrong. They're essentially saying that he was there. Not that he had any part to do with it or anything like that. He just so happened to be there. And if you listen to the story that the young lady told, essentially The other two cats had went outside. So I'm assuming he just was a third wheel and probably ain't getting no kunta kinte coochie. You heard me? But either way that go, yeah, nah, the state messed up and fumbled this one. But here's what Fani Willis is good at. Manipulation tactics. Now, I hate to go against my guy, Doug Weinstein, but Doug, you just being nice. And you're a nice guy. And you're playing politician, as you should, because down the road, you don't want to face Adam Abate pissed off at you, and he won't even give you a good deal based off of good faith arguments and stuff like that, because he may feel, oh man, you done talk bad about me and screwed me over and all of this crap and everything like that. They still had to play politics for defendants down the road. So when y'all don't hear certain attorneys really going in and taking out the defense and Fani Willis and calling her out by name and stuff like that, it's because they know they still have to deal with these individuals. So don't take it as they're being scared. Take it as they may help your little cousin out there in Fulton County one of these days. And what you don't want is an angry bull charging like she in a china shop, a.k.a. Miss Love. It is what it is on that. But either way it go, charging somebody and arresting them and all that stuff and everything just because he was around and he happened to say slime over sluts. Like, come on, man. And this is what I mean when I say it's a dirty tactic by the state. I'm going to go through what nolo pros means, and then y'all can have at it. And we'll just end the video there. And yeah, well, not necessarily in the video there, but there's a reason why they nolo pros that, because yeah, in a sense, the person is not going to be held civilly for anything. But one thing it doesn't do is it doesn't prevent you from being screwed over in the end. Now, granted, it hasn't happened in a long time, but there's nothing to be said when Lil Rod is going up for his charges and all that, and God forbid, I don't think he would do it. But if Lil Rod happened to say that Damone Blalock played a bigger role in that situation because he could be rearrested for his participation down the road in a crime. And that's something that I know Fani Willis might try to do, but more than likely she's going to say, well, we let him go for now because the Fulton County Jail is messed up. We just had one of our defendants slashed in the head, basically, while he was awaiting the jurors to come back with a verdict. That's very heavy. So don't think that she just did this just because. You got to look at it this way. Where that young man is being housed at, they could potentially kill him. And if he was found innocent of all charges, like the last two basically, do you know how bad that would be? And this is why I think going on further down the road, high-profile cases like this, where they're not put in PC, they're going to have to be given a bond because all they had to do is point to Diamante Kendrick. And I got a video dropping tomorrow on that. I will drop it today, but I really want to drop you all this Lil Durk video in a couple hours. It's already done. It's already uploaded, but this is far more important. And we going to clear some rumors that got started by some lame, but I got the full paperwork. It's a longer video because I do all the reading, so we ain't skipping nothing out. And we going to expose them liars who trying to tear down people that they know they secretly hate because they broke, dusty, dumb, and stuck in. Never mind. I think this is one of the better ways to go about it. Let's look at the advantages of a nolo pros, or the dropping of charges can have several advantages for a defendant, including avoids trial. A nolo pros always allows a defendant to avoid trial, which can be stressful and uncertain. No criminal record. A nolo pros typically results in no criminal record for the defendant. Expungement. After fulfilling any restitution requirements, a defendant can file for expungement of a criminal record. This removes the defendant's name from the court docket system and police records and prevents the record from appearing on background checks. Sealed record. A defendant can also request to seal their criminal record, which prevents the general public from accessing it. However, law enforcement agencies can still access the sealed record. A nolo pros is an indefinite adjournment of the case, not an acquittal. It doesn't prevent the defendant from being indicted again, but there are no known cases of this happening since 1957. Pardon me. I don't know what the hell. I guess I'm trying to read it too fast. So let's look up real quick the disadvantages real quick while we're at it. A nolle process has one main legal disadvantage. It doesn't prevent the government from re-prosecuting the defendant for the same charges. Double jeopardy doesn't apply. A nolle process is not an acquittal, so the principle of double jeopardy doesn't apply. This means that a prosecutor can refile charges if they want to. The government can re-prosecute. If a nolle process occurs before a trial, the government can decide whether to re-prosecute the defendant. For example, the government might re-prosecute if they gather more evidence. A nolle process, when the prosecutor decides not to proceed with a case, it can be entered in a criminal or civil suit at any time before a verdict or plea is entered. Now let's go over real quick what a nolle process is. A nolle process is a Latin phrase that means to be unwilling to pursue, or we shall no longer prosecute. It is a legal term used in the criminal justice system and sometimes in civil lawsuits to indicate that a case has been voluntarily dismissed. Now, some have said nolle prosequi or nolle prosequi, just depending on how you want to say it. Yeah, we're not going to end up interviewing the 3 jurors. They went ahead and started their own channel, so it makes no sense to fork over thousands of dollars for an interview when they're basically putting it all out themselves. It's no shade, no hate, but this is a pure business decision. But we do have one juror. I'm not going to really let it out the bag, but another juror has something to say. So it's going to get real interesting real soon. But I just don't see the need to sit up here and pay thousands of dollars for a story that they done already told in a 3-hour live, and now they're going through with other videos and reacting to them and stuff like that, which they should. It's no shade, it's no hate. They should do that. But in my opinion, they probably should have waited a couple of days afterwards, after they got done with me and a couple other people, because I don't see why we wouldn't just react to the stuff that they said instead of paying them to react to it. It just is what it is, and I don't have to put up their videos. I can just listen. But this is all just showing support because I didn't have to put this part in here. But they went ahead and decided to start their own YouTube channel, and shout out to them ladies. Do y'all thing, do y'all thing, do y'all thing. Run it up, run it up. Y'all deserve all the accolades and all the praise and the financial compensation that you get, because y'all are getting paid $25 a day. So anybody who gets pissed off at them ladies, please don't do that. Because you sit out 180 something days, or however long, 179 days, and all that crap. Yeah, nah. I'm just not going to be against nobody who got screwed over and trying to figure out, hey, well, everybody else is getting paid. Why don't I get paid too? And we get paid for these videos. Well, some videos, a lot of these videos be yellow and green. I mean, yellow and red, so we don't get paid for some of them. But it is what it is. But I do appreciate the ladies for reaching out and saying we want to get our spill on, but I just wish they would have showed a little more patience, because them YouTube checks that you more than likely gonna get, they ain't gonna hit till January. And it's just gonna be fair, square, obvious, and honest. I hope y'all succeed, but I wish I would have just showed a tad bit of patience, or but either way go. Y'all go rock with them. Y'all go rock with them. But other than that, I'll catch you on the next one in a couple hours. The video is already uploaded for Lil Durk, and the snitching paperwork that popped out, we're going to destroy all of that. Yeah, man, we just hit 200K. We on our way to 300, man. Subscribe today so you can find out how you can win an Xbox or a PlayStation, man. The details are on the way. This is how you know somebody is literally going to be in the drawing. Robin Minter, check him out, man. All we do is go down and we look and we see his subscriptions. Who does he have? That's Seti Nash right here. What also happens, take that off. Top commenter. That right here, public subscriber. So that's what you got to do, and make sure you share each video, and then you'll be entered to win. Shout out to Mike. Good luck. Subscribe, turn that bell, stay notified, and share to keep your people aware. I'll catch you on the next one.